Hey everyone, welcome back to the Heart's Frontier. This is going to be a Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine reading. Just the energies of the Divine Masculine currently in the collective and the energy of the Divine Feminine currently in the collective, as well as like the shared. Usually I do it the reverse, it's like feminine, shared masculine. But before I got down to filming this, I really felt a lot of strange things happening. I kind of wish I'd pressed, record because it would have been odd, but also it would have been odd for you to watch it. So basically, I sat here and felt this. First, it was a sense of anger, irritation, and then it traveled up to my like rib cage, and it felt like my rib cage under it. It was kind of a gross feeling. It's like under it was being tickled. And that a lot of it was like in the diaphragm. And so my diaphragm then started feeling like it was like pulsing and making these sort of, twitching feelings. And the energy started rising. But as soon as it reached my heart, it started swirling around and almost felt like Tasmanian devil. Like it just was not sure where to go or what to do. And I kept feeling like I don't know what to do here. Like it was like very odd. It was it's just a really odd sensation. And the emotions felt like I had tears ready to go right at the minute that this started. But it felt like the tears couldn't come out. And then it felt like, so what I started doing was this, okay? I put my hands down on the table and I thought to myself, I'm going to clear this energy, whatever this is. And so I would be able to do a little bit of an inhale, but then it was like everything just needed to be exhaled, right? So it was just very, very heavy exhale and felt like I needed to get a lot of air out of my body. Felt like something needed to purge. Almost like if you were to think of what an older version of like an exorcism would look like, it's like that feeling that you could imagine. It's like not what's happening, but you know. And so as I'm releasing this and letting it sort of be outside of me, it's not currently me and my energy, it's just what's moving through me, to help you. I felt these tears and I felt this containment. And I started trying to sing, thinking that if vibration happens in my throat, it might unblock the throat and allow the energy to leave my mouth. Because it felt like I was trying, but only air was coming out and the energy itself wouldn't leave, the energy that felt kind of odd in me. And so I started, singing, vocalizing, hoping that it would remove some of this barrier. And what ended up happening is I ended up feeling as though I almost like switched into like a high giggle, but it wasn't like, not that it wasn't my voice, but it wasn't a normal high giggle for me and felt more breathy or airy. And so through all of this, and experiencing what the heck, I just want to film this video. Can I please be done with this emotional, energetic experience? The answer is no, you're never done with your emotional or energetic experience. It's always with you, whether you're paying attention to it or not is the concern. But what I felt was that this feeling of containment was being shared on both sides. So it feels like the shared energy right now in the collective of the divine masculine feminine is this almost like rushes of excitability meeting fear, meeting love, meeting not the opposite of love, but more like fear of intimacy, of vulnerability. That's like the heart fear, right? A heart-based fear could be fearing what people are going to say, or that, people's feelings are not permanent, or, all these types of things that kind of get our minds bogged up. Okay, let me pull some cards now. That is just the shared energy and emotional experience that I wanted to communicate. What ended up solving this was really allowing it to be heard or felt within me. So allowing this fear between heart and solar to be communicated to me and also to you, because I had to commit to myself that I was going to share this to you. beyond my own discomfort of wanting to share odd things that I experience. This experience is allowing you to see that it's possible for you to sit with something and then be fine, and that you can hold the amount of emotions that you're currently experiencing. You are not given these emotions, and you do not create these emotions if you do not have, the space to hold them. But your mind may challenge you on that. Your mind may say, I don't trust you. I don't think you can handle this. One more emotion and I'm done. But that's not the case. And so I'm just allowing you to be reminded of this with this reading. Okay. The feminine I'm feeling collectively is wanting to be like out, wanting to be changing things up. I'm getting a lot of change, like a lot of shifting, a lot of just, perspective opening or physical changes happening. Okay. Okay. No. They're doing some weird things to me. Sorry. It's like I kind of wish I had a camera here to show you, because 2 cards. Yeah, it's just the way that numbers come out sometimes. I like things feeling even, and they're not being super clear with me. I resonate with this collective energy already, because I'm feeling like now I have to change how I do readings. Like, what? Oh, it's funny. But that's okay. We have the capacity, to hold change. We have the capacity to change. So you're with me, I'm with you, we all accept and embrace each other's path and the changing, shifting ways within. So let that be done. And so it was. All right. Already I'm getting 11 at the top of this card. And it says, look to your inner strength. So this is the feminine. You are stronger than you realize, feminine. So this is what I'm saying about the emotions not quite reaching you, is that you've been afraid to let them all in. But the thing about the divine feminine is the amount that you can express and hold space for emotions is, divine. It's out of this world. And so you're capable of, all your fears and stresses, just putting them into something to look at, and you're capable of really feeling your emotions. If you have not been feeling your emotions lately, then it might be time to start opening up to that. And I can help you if you are struggling with that. I mean, sorry, one of my guides was just like, yeah, she's always in her emotions. It was just like, thank you from the back. I did not need that. It's just like so funny. I don't always share all the different things, right? That, but sometimes it's just like, what do they call that? The peanut gallery, it's like the peanut gallery of guides, of just, they're like on looking and making comments. It's like in, yeah, as you know what I mean. Okay. The next card is spend some quality time together. So this is what the feminine is craving. The feminine is going, okay, when is this going to happen? Like I see her looking into sort of a crystal ball, trying to find, and remove gender. So the divine feminine is like trying to look into a crystal ball, trying to figure out what might be happening next so that they can actually get excited about, what's in the future. And I'm getting the sense, I have been getting the sense recently, like certain things are being kept from view for a good purpose. And so this spending quality time together could be actually spending time with your person, could also be spending time within yourself, because it's about looking to your inner strength. So your feminine side is really feeling as though it may have been untouched, like the feminines have really been in their masculine a lot lately. Not a necessarily good or bad thing here, just as we move. But the feminines were a lot more in their masculine. And so looking to the feminine side of themselves is going to be really key right now to sort of reintegrate that, make sure that, it hasn't, the divine feminine energy has not just been quieted for no reason, that it was, momentarily or something, or was just in the background. So you're stronger than you realize, and spend some quality time together. Listen and talk to each other. So it could be that you hear from your person, and could also be that you deepen your connection within yourself here. But I am getting the feeling like for some people, it's going to be about listening to each other. So I'm getting listen and talk to each other. It feels as though the feminines need to do listening. No, it feels like they need to do both. It feels like the feminine needs to listen, and they also need to have questions. Feels like they need to be questioned. That just might be the masculine wanting to ask questions of the feminine. It feels like that's not something the feminine can do anything about. As I like continue searching for information here, I was like, well, what's that about? Feels like, yeah. I'm starting to understand this is one of my telltale signs for when I'm speaking from the masculine perspective is that I'm furrowing my brow, which is just hilarious. My dad does that for sure. Actually, I would say a lot of my masculine energy friends have a bit of a furrow face when they're in their masculine energy. Okay, so I'm feeling as though the masculine is wanting to ask you questions. The masculine has questions for you. They might not have an easy time listening. The masculine has questions for you, and you need to do your best, divine feminine, to listen. Listen beyond the approach. So however you're being questioned, it could be not in the form of actual questions. It could be other sort of vies for attention or sort of bids. I've talked about bids a lot recently. Okay, I'm gonna move to the masculine because now I'm stuck. Now I'm stuck like this. And yeah, I'm gonna pause this and grab a water. Be right back. Okay, I'm back now with water in a mug for no reason. And a channeled song is the other thing I have here. Okay, I really needed to understand what the masculine was going through off camera. So I'm gonna allow myself to do that when I need to, I think, for these readings, because it can be a lot of energy. And what I've been finding is that I can go through, personally, and I know a lot of other readers talk about this, that the collective energy is a lot to listen to. It just is. And so you can go through a lot to sort of process that. And I have to continue, shaping myself and holding space for the energies that I'm choosing to interact with. So it's good to step away. And the song that I got while I stepped away was Radioactive. So I haven't really analyzed it. Yeah, breaking in, shaping up. That makes sense. Okay, I'm going to just skim the lyrics and see what jumps out at me for what's important here. Yeah, okay, so I was getting, I'm waking up, I feel it in my bones, enough to make my systems blow. And then Welcome to the New Age was a part that was repeating. And so I'm getting the feeling like masculines are waking up right now going, we're creating a new era. And so they're getting this sort of like go-getter sort of energy, but it's in that rebellious way. It's like in a new direction. And that is similar to what the feminine's been going through, but kind of on more of a personal level. Yeah, and feeling a bit distracted, actually feeling a bit distracted potentially by the light that they're noticing around them, people who are similar to their person on both sides. I'm hearing on both sides, you're both interacting with people who are reminding you of each other. Very interesting. Okay. I'm also, so I'm stuck on the line, I'm breathing in the chemicals, and I'm getting the feeling like the masculine is trying to communicate right now that they are currently around some toxic things. They're like just openly aware that they're around something that's toxic for them and trying to let you know, hey, I have figured this out. So it feels like I'm waking up, I see it, I just so you know. But like, it doesn't feel as though feels it feels like that part on your journey where you kind of have to shrug and go, okay, I guess I'm accepting this, because it is so big and good and grand. And at a certain point you just feel like I didn't ask for this, but I'm happy it's here, but also it's tiring. And it's sort of that same kind of vibe. And I'm getting that the shared energies, that the energies are fairly shared in general, that these are similar things that the masculine and feminine are kind of going through in their own ways. Yeah, but I am getting strongly that the masculine is wanting to create their own sense of personal revolution. And they're also wanting to create a revolution in the world. So they're feeling really global, really personal, and kind of probably floating somewhere in between, really, right? Hmm. So for the masculine, it also says receive with love and appreciation. It says they need gracious acceptance. So this could be acceptance of their own journey. I think the divine feminines kind of hit this a lot earlier on in the journey, is that they sort of go, if you're watching this as a divine feminine, you're probably saying, yeah, I've really seen a lot at this point, and I do accept and I am grateful for the journey. But what is it for? But what is it for? Funny. I'm getting a couple different references in here, but I think they would take a bit too long to explain, so I'll just sort of leave them for now. I think I know who they're for, so I'll just communicate to them later. But be willing to express love is also showing up for the divine masculine. So really being willing to, and you can see they're sort of holding, I see this as like the divine masculine is holding the feminine like in a little shell. And so it's saying like, they see you as sort of something that's like tiny, precious, that's like, this is, it's very interesting. There, I think seeing the divine masculine is seeing the divine feminine as, the divine feminine might be portraying, because the divine feminine is needing to look to, their inner strength and show themselves they can sort of rise up. But the divine masculine, I think, is right in some ways in the purity aspect of that being, something very precious. But I think maybe missing a piece. The divine masculine is missing a piece about speaking softly. Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm not sure. I'm hearing a few different words here. Like I feel like there's multiple people's masculine sort of speaking to me, which is normal. But lots of people wanting to express, and I'm hearing words that aren't quite it. So it's just that I'm hearing just multiple statements of these masculines trying to express love, but it coming across as blame, or as frustration, or of it's coming across as exhaustion, or yeah, I'm getting agitation. Like they're sort of like, why don't you understand this? And so the divine feminine then on that side really needs to listen and understand what is going on behind this exterior, or this false mask of blame, or etc. Interesting. Okay, and so for the shared energy, okay, there was just this rumble. It might be from like a car or something like that. Sometimes if they have really heavy bass, you can feel it in this house. It's fairly simple house, and I just got this like really, really obvious like rumble underneath my seat as I'm sitting here cross-legged. And so what I got was that the roots are shaking. And so that's on the masculine side. I really feel like that just woke me up, and that's really interesting. I was reading this thing recently about how it's healthy to shake around plants or trees in their pots so that they can root, because in nature they're around wind. And so that actually strengthens their root system and, everything. So you're supposed to go and, lightly shake them. And so this feels like lightly shaking. That's just the ground is lightly shaking beneath your masculine, maybe you as well. Okay, wow. I didn't even see this card because it was hidden. And I just got this. This is the shared energy. Consider your foundation. So the roots are shaking. Your foundation is getting shaken. And it says, look at how committed you are to love. And that may be what's happening on both sides. Both sides may be reflecting on their own commitment. Feminines, but potentially going, what is my level of commitment to self, and what is my level of commitment to source, or to, to God? What is my commitment level to the masculine? That was just a notification to plug in my battery. So 1 minute again. All right, you might be asking yourself, what did she get this time when she left, right? I didn't actually get anything new item wise, but I did have a new a thought, which is that part of this self love for the feminines is about figuring out time, because you got the message about spending quality time together and also looking to inner strength. But I'm also looking at, what is your quality time with yourself? What does that need to look like? And could there be some foundation change in your life that allows for that soon? But overall, both are being guided to be in the present and dream of the future and maybe speak to the future. It says when we dream, everything is possible. And what I've been feeling on the collective is that, there's a lot more communication together in like the 5D about plans and about timelines, about maybe shared goals and maybe different goals. It feels like there's a lot of that happening in the 5D, which is why I was feeling like the masculine has a lot to share. It feels like the masculine has a lot that they want to express. It might not feel like this in your journey right now. And if it does not, please know that you're welcome to do as you please at all times, A. And B, this journey is about you and your heart. So if you can take all of these messages and apply them, within your heart and mean them and wish your person goodness, then you're on the right track at least, right? You can at least trust that good things are happening. Okay, yeah. So what I got here and felt immediately when I saw two cards jump out was it was fear and result. Okay, so fear and love, maybe, however you want to phrase that. But codependency is the fear. And so it says addictions are affecting your romantic life. And this could be on either side. There could be things affecting your coming together because they need to be dealt with on either side. And codependency could be to a variety of things, could be to thought patterns, could be to food, could be to movement, could be to obviously drugs, alcohol, gambling, online, like intimacy addictions. There's like a wide variety of how that could look. Just intimacy addictions in general, actually. I'm also getting here that someone is, or multiple actually, are being affected by codependency to technology. Yeah, and I'm hearing for those people who resonated with that booking time in nature together is something that, will heal that when that is right. So you can, if you're in this place of separation, like complete kind of separation from your person, you can, speak to and dream of that time with them. As long as it doesn't hurt you, right? Like as long as it's not hurting you to think about that, then it's safe. It's safe to dream about something or to enjoy the thought of something. It's really no different than watching a movie or listening to something to put yourself in a good mood. It's just, allowing a certain headspace or certain idea to raise your vibration. So when it does not raise your vibration is when you need to check in with yourself, right? So whenever this journey is feeling not in alignment, then you need to check in with yourself and figure out what else needs to shift in order for you to be able to be closer to that divine love. Because for both sides, it's about returning to divine love. Okay. I was like, that needed to be said, a little bit of a rant. And then the joy card or the result card is honeymoon. So if the fear is codependency, honeymoon is, potentially that's what you're thinking about with your person is like shared time together or shared travel. And so thinking about sharing a dense amount or dense period of time with each other, such as like a honeymoon, could bring up that fear of codependency. And on either side as well, I'm hearing. And the honeymoon also, though, is saying enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So whenever it is that you are away with your person, which is really when you're, together with your person, or if you're in the 5D, I guess, then just enjoy that. And that's the overall message I'm getting right now is consider the foundations that you've you've got to build, but really think positively about the future and potentially start bringing it down and bringing it into this world to start acting out on. That's for more the masculine side, and the feminine, really making sure that you're evaluating how you spend your time with yourself, looking to your strength, and also for the feminines. I know more of the feminines watch this, or I hear from more of the feminines, or the feminines book in. Yeah, deepening. So deepening connection with self, that is what you're focusing on at this time. And when you deepen your connection with self, you deepen your connection to all that is and all that it protects you, all of the different, resources, healing tools that you use. You really deepen that connection, and it allows for you to become that full magnet that you love to be. And so that is our message for this week, twin flame / divine masculine, divine feminine reading. So let me know if you resonate, and if you are looking to book in for a love reading. I moved them around on my site, and so you can click the link below, but you'll see they're just different categories now. And so, yeah, you can check that out. Okay, take care.